What is up, guys? Welcome to our first episode of how to create a flawless makeup routine. On today's first episode, we're going to be focusing on primers. I'm going to be showing you guys all the primers that I have in my collection and why I use them, and obviously in what combination they can use them. I will also be giving you some tips on what primers I would suggest for different skin types. So let's jump into it. Now, before we get started with this video, in case you guys have any questions, the jewelry that I'm currently wearing is all from Sage and Summer. It's a local South African women's owned business. They do absolutely stunning, affordable pieces that are also tarnish proof. Now, I know a lot of people actually don't believe in primers, and I'm not one of them. I absolutely believe in primers, but it's all about finding the primer that suits you and works for your skin and actually makes a difference. And unfortunately, sometimes you do have to try out a few different ones to see which one works the best for you. And I myself have fallen into a lot of consumerism to buy a lot of primers, but I've been able to zone into the ones that I know work, and I'm going to show you. Now, if you don't believe in primers, that's absolutely okay. If your makeup is looking flawless with just your sunscreen and your moisturizer, then still do that. But this is for the girlies that really want to look for a primer to make their makeup last, to blur, or to hydrate. So for the first category, I'm going to be talking about blurring primers that are going to give you a little bit more of a mattifying effect. And these are primers that I always use on my T-zone. Whether it's summer or winter, I'll always use these on my T-zone. So this is the first primer that I would recommend you to try, especially if you're looking for more of a oil control primer. So this one's from Catrice, so it is nice and affordable. It's got Evermatte, which looks like a trademarked ingredient. It's got willow bark extract. Now, this is a very interesting texture because different to all the other mattifying primers on the market, it is not silicone. It feels more like a cream. So when you basically spread it onto the skin, it goes onto the skin like a cream. Doesn't feel silicone-y at all, which I prefer. Now, I know it's difficult to see in the camera, but this one has a little bit more of a mattifying effect than my others, so I do try to keep this one for the summer. Now, this one is from L'Oreal. This is their Prime Lab Advanced Derm Primer 24-hour pore minimizer. It's got 1% AHA, LHA and BHA complex. It blurs pores and resurfaces skin over time. This one is also nice and affordable. I haven't been using this one for too long, but it's got a similar feeling than the Catrice one. However, this one is a little bit more like a gel texture. So this is what it looks like, and then when you start to blend it out, it definitely has more of a gel texture, but I have to say that I really do see a pore blurring effect on the skin, especially in the T-zone. And this one's got obviously resurfacing skin ingredients in it, so I like to use this as well. Now, this one is my favorite, and it's a favorite everywhere on YouTube and all social media platforms, and it is for a reason, because not only is it hydrating, it is blurring and it is softening on the skin, but it doesn't leave you with any pilling and also doesn't make your skin feel dry or enhance any texture. So this is the Glowish Blur Jam from Huda Beauty. I've actually used a lot of this product. It has got a very interesting texture. It's like a jammy texture, but guys, I cannot describe to you how hydrating this is, but at the same time it blurs the skin so beautifully. I know a lot of people won't actually believe that this does anything, but if you do try it, you'll feel that your skin feels hydrated without being greasy or oily or sticky, but it definitely blurs out super fine lines and pores. This is actually a primer that you can use all over the face, and it will make such a big difference. Do not knock it before you try it. The Essence Hello Good Stuff Hydrating Primer with niacinamide in. This is a dupe of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Drops. So this is by far the only primer that I have recommended and currently use to give extra hydration to the skin. It is more like a serum based primer, but it gives a lot of added extra hydration. It won't necessarily make your makeup stay on longer, but if you're looking for a primer that's going to obviously help with dry skin and give you that glow from within, this is definitely a primer to check out. So if you put it on the skin, you will see it's got a serum-y type of texture. It does absorb on the skin, but it leaves a slightly tacky base, but it is extremely extremely hydrating. I don't know if you can see the glow there, but my skin feels so good there. You can even take this primer and add it to a water-based moisturizer and just have that like 2-in-1 hydration. This is my next favorite hydrating primer, but this one has got impeccable makeup holding power. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the original one. This is not the one with added niacinamide. And this one quite literally makes and locks my makeup in place for the whole entire day. I absolutely love this. You can wear this all over the face. It doesn't dry out the face. It leaves a tacky texture without feeling super gooey and icky, and it really hydrates the skin at the same time, making the makeup last longer. I absolutely love this primer. Now these primers are different. They're more like a skin tint, no makeup type of primer, but I use them for different reasons. The first one I'm going to talk about is the all over loved, the cult favorite e.l.f. Halo Glow Filter. This is a glow booster for radiant skin, and it literally does exactly that. So it's got this huge doe foot applicator. You can really go ahead and apply this all over the face and just add a little bit of concealer and the rest of your like bronze and everything, and you would have a flawless application. I've heard that this one has got more coverage than the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, but I personally will always reach for this. It is a lot of product, it gives beautiful coverage, it is so stunning and glowy, but it doesn't accentuate any texture or dryness. It is so stunning. Now this one is from MAC. This is something that I recently added into my routine. This is the Strobe Dewy Skin Tint, and I've got it in the shade Light 4. I know I didn't swatch the e.l.f. Halo Glow Filter. I'm sure you guys have seen swatches of those everywhere, and I have been wanting to get the darkest shade to do my contour with. Let me swatch this one for you because it is quite interesting. It is literally like a marriage between a skin tint and the Dewy Strobe Cream from MAC. Now if you are looking for super radiant, like shiny skin with a tint, I would highly recommend this one. I would however make sure that I've got the right shade, and you would have to blend this out on a freshly skin-cared skin, because this can go ever so slightly a bit patchy. If you have oily or textured skin, I would stay away from this product, or if you do want to use it, perhaps only apply it to the high points of the face where you want some radiance and glow, because this will kind of cling onto texture. But I've applied it on the high points of my face, I've applied it all over my face. I've kind of found a way to make it work, but you definitely need a hydrating base to make this product work. Now this is actually a local South African brand. Now this is actually Mink's Pot of Glow. It's a luminizing pudding. Now to me this is basically like between the dewy skin tint and the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Without having a tacky texture, it does feel more like a cream. So I'm going to apply it to the side of the hand. It really is super lightweight and it blends into the skin, but it leaves you with a high shine. I absolutely love this one, especially for no makeup days. It does have a fragrance that is similar to like a chalk mint. So if you are sensitive to fragrance, I would just take that into account, but you can definitely see how glowy the skin is here. Now these two products are literally my favorite combination at the moment. You guys have probably seen this product everywhere. This is the Fenty Beauty's Eavesdrop Lid. This is in the shade Bronze Jasper, and this is the Herborian's CC Cream, and this is in the shade Claire. Let's start with the Herborian so I can show you what this is. So this is definitely more of a CC cream, and you would see it comes out white, but once you start blending it, it literally blends into the skin and gives a slight tint. I would highly recommend you try this if you want a no makeup day and you're looking for something that's going to give some like tone balancing and color correcting and just evening out the skin tone. And then this is the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Lid, and everyone's been saying that this is a dupe for the Drunk Elephant like bronzy drops. I do think it is. This one personally I feel like is more friendly. I like to mix this with my sunscreen when I'm a bit more tanned, but the combination of the Herborian CC cream and this one is such a stunning combination. and apply it to my skin before I go in with concealer. Again, if it's a minimal makeup day, I absolutely love to do that. That combination is literally foolproof to me. Now, to just finish off today's little video, the most important thing I can tell you is to know what skin type you have. Make sure to find out if you've got dry skin, oily skin, combination skin, if you've got normal but dehydrated skin. Most importantly is to find out what skin type you have, because if you know what skin type you have, you would know what primers to use. It doesn't help that you've got a dry skin and then you're applying mattifying primers. That's just going to make your skin super dry and your makeup's going to look super flaky and dry. On the other hand, if you've got oily skin and you are applying a hydrating, super luminous primer, the chances are that you might be slipping and sliding throughout the day, especially if your makeup is not set. The rule of thumb is if you want to use blurring, pore minimizing primers, then you're applying it to the T-zone. So a little bit here, here on your nose, and here, the areas of your face that tend to get oily faster during the day. Myself, I've got a combination to normal skin, so I always like to apply my pore minimizing and mattifying and blurring primers to my T-zone, and I apply hydrating primers to the perimeters of my face. And then again, if you've got super dry skin, you want to focus on using hydrating primers that's going to plump up the skin, make the base for your makeup super hydrating so that your makeup looks plump and hydrating on the skin as well. Okay guys, so that's it for episode 1. I'll see you guys in episode 2, but until then,